Two people, same city, same age, same paycheck hitting their bank account every 2 weeks. One of them is sitting in a car dealership at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, exhausted, signing paperwork on a vehicle he never planned to buy, agreeing to payments that will haunt him for the next 6 years. Agreeing to payments that will haunt him for the next 6 years. The other one? She's at her kitchen table Wednesday morning, coffee in hand, laptop open, no alarm set, because she chose to take the day off. Not because she's wealthy, because she built breathing room. So here's the question that should keep you up at night. Which one are you? And more importantly, do you even know? Most people assume they're doing okay financially because they're doing what everyone around them is doing. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Average in America right now means living paycheck to paycheck. It means one unexpected bill away from going into debt. It means working decades without building anything that lasts. Today, we're breaking down 15 specific behaviors that separate people who are genuinely building financial stability from people who are simply surviving in a comfortable-looking trap. These aren't about income, they're about decisions, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly where you stand. But before we dive in, if this kind of real, no-fluff financial content is what you're after, hit that like button right now and subscribe to Money Momentum so you never miss a video. We drop new content regularly, and your support means everything. Now, let's get into it. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans cannot cover a surprise expense of just $1,000 without borrowing money. A quarter of adults have zero saved, not a little. Zero. If you have even 2 or 3 months of expenses sitting in a savings account right now, you are already ahead of the majority. That financial cushion isn't just money, it's peace of mind at 2 a.m. About a third of non-retired Americans have no retirement savings whatsoever. Invest just $200 a month starting at 25, and you could retire with over $500,000. Wait just 10 years and that number gets cut in half. Time is the most powerful financial tool you have, and most people are spending it. Nearly half of all cardholders carry a revolving balance. The average balance sits close to $8,000 at over 22% interest. That interest isn't just a number, it's a monster that never stops eating. If you only make minimum payments, that $8,000 could end up costing you nearly double in interest and take over 2 decades to clear. Paying your card in full every month means you're using a system designed to trap people and walking out completely free. Nearly 4 in 10 American adults own zero stock, no index funds, no retirement investments, nothing. Meanwhile, the wealthiest 10% own nearly 90% of all stock in this country. The wealth-building engine is running. The question is whether you have a seat on it. Consistent, automatic, boring investing beats almost every complicated strategy. The data proves it every single time. Financial experts recommend saving 15 to 20% of what you earn. The average American is saving around 4 to 5%. That's not a small gap. That's the difference between a retirement that feels like freedom and one that feels like survival. Same paycheck, different destination. Your savings rate is one of the most powerful numbers in your financial life. Simply having more assets than debts, that's a floor, not a ceiling. The fact that you're adding more than you're subtracting every month means you're moving in a direction most people haven't committed to yet. The average new car payment has climbed to over $760 a month, nearly 6 years of payments on something losing value every single day. Nearly 30% of people trading in their cars owe more than the car is worth. The average amount underwater? $7,000 they paid for a car they no longer have. If you own your car outright or keep payments genuinely manageable, every month you're redirecting hundreds of dollars toward your future instead of a lender's profit. Most people think they know they're spending. Most people are wrong.
Studies show the average American spends over $200 a month on subscriptions alone, but estimates it at less than $90. That gap, the money quietly leaving your account without your awareness, is one of the most underestimated wealth destroyers out there. Knowing exactly where your money goes isn't restrictive, it's empowering. Only about half of Americans have a credit score of 750 or above. That number is more than just bragging rights. It can save you tens of thousands of dollars over the life of a mortgage through lower interest rates. A strong credit score is a permanent, compounding discount on borrowed money. Less than 30% of Americans can correctly answer basic financial literacy questions. Less than 30%. Understanding how compound interest works, what a Roth IRA does differently from a traditional 401k, why index funds tend to outperform actively managed ones. This knowledge directly translates to better decisions. The people in that top quarter make measurably different decisions because they can see the math underneath the choices. Only 51% of Americans own any life insurance. 75 million people have no coverage whatsoever. Disability insurance is owned by fewer than 1 in 5 adults, despite the fact that 1 in 4 people will face a long-term disability before they retire. If you have both, you've protected against the catastrophic tail risk that everyone assumes won't happen to them until it does. More than a third of American adults delayed or skipped necessary health care in the past year because of cost, including many who had insurance. Avoiding a small bill today can mean an enormous bill tomorrow. If you can go to the doctor when you need to and handle a medical expense without derailing your finances, that's genuine stability that millions of people cannot currently claim. Between 27% and 38% of Americans have some form of secondary income. But here's what matters. The majority of people with a second income need it just to afford the basics. Rent, groceries, utilities. They're not building. They're barely maintaining the floor. If you've built something that generates income beyond your primary paycheck, and you don't need it just to survive the month, you've stepped into financial optionality. Every upgrade feels earned. But here's a staggering fact. A meaningful percentage of people earning $300,000 to $400,000 a year still describe themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. Their lifestyle grew faster than their wisdom. If your expenses haven't automatically inflated with every raise you've received, if you've directed income increases into savings and investments instead, you've avoided a trap that swallows people at every income level. Nearly 7 in 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And the shocking part? It isn't just low. Half of people earning 6 figures describe the same reality. Living paycheck to paycheck doesn't just mean you're tight on money. It means you cannot make a single independent decision. You can't walk away from a toxic job. You can't absorb a hit. Every paycheck is a permission slip to continue exactly as you are. That's not freedom. That's just a more comfortable version of the same constraint. If you're in the 31% who wouldn't worry because you have savings, margin, and investments that could carry you, you've built something that 2/3 of the country is still working toward. Here's what every single one of these 15 signs has in common. Not one of them requires a specific salary. They are behaviors, consistent, often unglamorous, quietly compounding behaviors that most people either haven't started or keep telling themselves they'll get to someday. The person saving 15% of a modest income is building more long-term wealth than the person earning double and saving nothing. That sounds backwards. The math is not. The average financial position in America right now is genuinely fragile, and drifting with the average current takes you somewhere you didn't choose to go. The question was never whether you're doing okay today. The question is whether you're building something on purpose, deliberately, consistently, with a destination in mind. You now know the 15 signs. The next move is yours. If this video gave you something real to think about, please like this video and subscribe to Money Momentum. It genuinely helps us keep creating content like this. Drop a comment below telling us which sign hit hardest. I read every single one, and we'll see you in the next one.